When I got that text from my fiancée, I froze. I'm traveling with my ex. We'll share a bed in one room, but trust me. I read it over and over, convinced I must be misunderstanding something. We were engaged for 6 months, planning our wedding for the coming spring. I thought I knew her well enough to believe she'd never do anything to shake my trust. But those words felt like a storm crashing through my chest. I called her immediately, but she didn't pick up. The ringing felt endless. A message came instead: "It's just a work trip. Please don't overthink." That only made it worse. Who travels with an ex and shares a bed for work? I felt anger rising, mixed with confusion. My mind kept spinning. Had I missed warning signs all along? That night, I couldn't sleep. Every thought brought another question. I went through her social media, our messages, our pictures. Everything seemed normal until 2 weeks ago when she started being distant. She had stopped calling before bed, saying she was too tired or busy. Now it all made sense. Something had changed. The next day, I tried to focus on work, but my mind was elsewhere. Around noon, she finally called. Her voice sounded casual, like nothing had happened. "Hey, I landed safely," she said. I didn't know what to say. I asked carefully, "So, about that message?" She sighed and said, "Oh, that. It's not what you think. My ex is part of this project, and the company booked a single room by mistake. We'll manage for a night." Her words didn't calm me. I asked why she didn't insist on another room, or at least a cot. She said everything was fully booked. Then she added, "Please, don't make this a big deal. You know I love you." That last part sounded rehearsed. I wanted to believe her, but the unease wouldn't go away. The next evening, I called again. She didn't answer. Hours later, she texted, "I fell asleep early, sorry. Everything's fine, don't stress." That message broke me more than it comforted me. My mind painted its own pictures, her in that shared room, maybe laughing with him, maybe remembering old times. It was torture. 3 days passed like that. She was distant, barely messaging. When she finally came home, I saw something in her eyes, guilt or exhaustion, I couldn't tell. She hugged me tightly, but it felt forced. I asked gently, "How was the trip?" She smiled thinly and said, "Fine. You see, nothing happened." But something about her tone didn't match her words. Later that night, she went to shower, and I noticed her phone buzzing. Normally, I'd never check, but my heart pushed me to. There was a message from her ex. "I miss the talks we had these nights. Wish things were different." My hands trembled. It didn't confirm physical cheating, but emotional betrayal? That was clear. When she came out, I confronted her. She looked shocked at first, then defensive. "You had no right to read my messages," she said. I replied, "And you had no right to hide this from me." Silence filled the room. She finally admitted that they had talked about their past, shared memories, and fallen into old comfort. She swore nothing physical happened, but she confessed they held hands one night when she felt lonely. That confession crushed me. Trust isn't just about what happens physically. It's about honesty, boundaries, and respect. I told her I needed time to think. She cried and begged, saying it was a stupid mistake and that she didn't mean to hurt me. But her tears couldn't wash away the pain of betrayal. The next week, I moved to my brother's apartment. She kept texting, calling, saying she'd do anything to fix it. I didn't respond for days. Then one evening, I wrote her a message, "You told me to trust you, and I did. But you broke it. Love can heal many things, but not when trust is gone." She showed up at my door the next day, holding the engagement ring I had given her. With tears in her eyes, she placed it in my hand and said, "I understand." For the first time, I saw real regret, not fear of losing me, but guilt for losing herself in that moment of weakness. I didn't shout. I didn't blame. I simply said, "I hope you find peace, but I can't marry someone who made me doubt every word." She nodded, turned around, and walked away. Watching her leave hurt more than I imagined, but it also brought a strange calm. Weeks later, I started healing. I realized that sometimes love isn't enough when trust is broken. Her message had changed everything, not just our relationship, but how I saw loyalty. And even though it ended painfully, it taught me a truth I'll never forget. Trust, once cracked, never sounds the same again.